Hey Internet, Worldview Everlasting Dropkick here. We got a question about a passage in Deuteronomy dealing with a man who suspects his wife of committing adultery and how a Western modern person is supposed to deal with what the text says. Now, I don't think the text is actually in Deuteronomy. I'm pretty sure it's Numbers chapter 5 that's in reference. And in it, what happens is a man who expects that his wife has been unfaithful to him is supposed to bring her to the tabernacle, the place of God's holiness, the place of the covenant, and the priest are going to do some stuff. They're going to put some water in a jar. She's going to hold the jar. She's going to swear before the Lord she hasn't done it. She's going to drink the water. And if she drinks the water and she has committed adultery, her womb is going to swell and she'll be unable to bear children after that. So I think the question is along the lines of, well, isn't this just a bunch of hocus pocus? And what are we to do with this? What are we to make of this? And the simple answer straight up is you're to make of it that this was a miraculous covenant. They had blessings in the old covenant that we do not get kind of in average everyday life. They had blessings along the lines of that you will not have sickness among you. You will triumph over your enemies. During the reign of David, you saw some of this. Certainly while they were wandering in the wilderness, you saw some of this as curses were taken away from them and whatnot. They lived in an age in which God was actually mingling his finger in among their daily lives as a portent, a picture of what is going to come on the last day. And yet also God knew there was sin here and he had to deal with it. And the whole point was to point us to the fact that we can't get rid of our own sin and Christ had to come to be the fulfillment of all of this for us. But I think the big thing as a modern person is not to question the miraculousness of old and give into that scientific materialism which wants to explain all of it as if there was some reasonable explanation, like he forbid pork because pork was harder to cook, or he had you wash with ash because it was soap. No, God was active with his people, actually dwelling in the tabernacle as light and cloud up to a point at which he departed because, well, they ceased believing in him and worshiping other gods. As modern people, we trust in the sign of Jonah, the miracle of the resurrection of Jesus, to be the completion of all of these things, and in the miraculous gifts of baptism and supper, which, like these older miracles, don't really make any sense unless the creative word of God can do what it says over and against the natural order that we normally see. Hope that helps. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next time. Rock on.